The first thing to do when creating a copy of an existing model is to select the model domain that you're going to copy your model into. So we go to our Select a Model Domain menu, and in this case I want to create a copy of the model in my own domain so that I can edit it. My username is G. Norman. When you create an account, a domain is automatically created for you to store your models. In this case, G. Norman Models. If your username was Ed White, then you would see a domain labeled Ed White in your drop-down menu. So I select G. Norman Models, my own domain, and then I go down to my function menu and I look for the entry at the bottom of the left-hand part of the panel that says Copy Entire Modeling Group from Another User Domain, and I select the radio button next to that. After doing that, a panel will appear below my function menu that has first a checkbox, Include My Models. We're going to leave that unchecked since I don't have any models anyway, and then select Domain of Models to Copy. Okay, this is where we're going to find the models that we want to copy. So in this case I'm going to look into the sample data domain, which has a variety of models for us to use for just this purpose, learning how to copy and edit models. So I select that, and the second will go on, this panel will refresh, and I will now have a list of models that I can copy. I'm going to go down until I find the simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey model, and I'm going to select the checkbox next to that. Make sure that you don't, I'm going to then go down to the Copy Selected Model Groups button, and I'm going to click on there. And then below that I should see some results of my copying that says finished. No errors there, so everything proceeded properly. So now I have supposedly copied this model, but how do I know? Well, now I go to my function menu again, and I go to make sure that I'm on my model domain is G. Norman Models, or my own models, and then I go to the select function, Add Edit Modeling Element, and I go to the Active Model drop-down box, and I should see Simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey Model as my active model. Click on that, the screen will refresh, and then clicking under Existing Objects opens a window that shows two containers, one Simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey Model copy, and uncontained objects. So in order to verify that I've succeeded in copying, I go back up to my function menu to the Add Edit Modeling Element button, which should let me know if I have any model elements. So as you can see, a panel appears below the function menu now, and there's a drop down labeled Active Model. I go there and I see that I in fact succeeded in copying a simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey model. I select that, then the screen will refresh, and it shows under there's Existing Objects, which is a little toggleable menu here that you can open and close, and I see that I have a simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey model there. Now if I wish to click, so now that I've verified that I have this model, let's see if I can go ahead and run the model. So we'll go back to our Run Model component menu, and we see we have our model domain up here is selected as G. Norman Models, and the models to run we have down here, Select Model to Run, we have one model only, because that's all I've created for myself, a simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey model copy. So if I wish to run my own Lotka Volterra model, I go ahead and select Simple Lotka Volterra Predator Prey Model, the radio button next to the model name, and in this case I uncheck Show Cached Model Output. Since this is a new model that I've copied for myself, there is no cached model output, so we have to generate new model output. This will require probably about 2 minutes of model execution time, so I'm going to run the model right now and then time-lapse back when the model finishes. Okay, so lo and behold, it took far less than a minute, and I scroll down and I see my model run output screen, and I go over to the third tab across, which is graphs, and sure enough I have the expected graphs. Now these graphs don't look a whole lot different than the previous Black Volterra model because this is an exact copy. I'll have to go to the editing model attributes tutorial in order to see some changes there.